Hi, I'm Jon Kirkman, and I would like to tell you about this. Now, this was launched about a year ago, actually. It's called Tales From Photographic Oceans, and what it contains is lots of photographs of Yes over the years from 1969 to 2019. Now, mostly the pictures contained in this book are from fans, so you always get the really good shots because professional photographers generally are going for the right shot for whoever has basically asked them to do the photos, be it a magazine or a book or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with professional photographers. Before we go anywhere else on that, I must say that I know a lot of them, they're all superb photographers. But I always like the fact that the fans get involved, and some of the fan photos really are special. Anyway, this is the book, limited to 300 copies worldwide. We are actually down to the last 40. I think we've got about 4 or 5 boxes left. There's about 7 or 8 books in each box. That's it. Once they're gone, it's not going to be reprinted or anything else. So let me take you through some of the points inside this book, because the book is actually in date format. In other words, it follows from the beginning, the very early photos from 1969, which the first one is Peter Banks in 1969, and then it ends in 2019. So they go through chronologically. These are photos from the drama tour in 1980, and there's the ticket stub from that actual gig where the photos were taken. Now also on the front here, that's the camera with which these photographs were taken. Isn't that impressive? And there's a bit of a story about that, and it's inside the book as well. Now moving on a little further, we have some more photos from another very interesting period. Now, these photos come from the Union Tour. Now, the Union Tour is 30 years old this year. Amazing, isn't it? Probably one of the biggest and best Yes tours that in the eyes of many of the fans, because it had, I think it was the 8-man Yes lineup. And also, there is a full Union Tour box set coming out via Gonzo. You probably heard about it and seen it. And it is a Yes-supported project as well. Even though there's only 2 members of the current lineup of Yes who are actually in the Union lineup. But Rick Wakeman's promoting it as well. And I have to say, I saw that tour, I saw it in London, and it really was amazing. I mean, it's one of those gigs that almost kind of brings tears to your eyes and a lump to your throat, because quite honestly, we never ever thought we'd see that, because the band has split into 2 at the time: Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe, and then there was what was known as Yes West. Anyway, the coming together of those 2 to form one big Yes band was absolutely incredible. The album, it has its moments, let's put it that way, but again, still a lot of arguments among the Yes fans. Some people like it, some people don't. I like a lot of it. Some of it, I think I would have liked to have heard a little more Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman and Howe. There's a lot of session guys on that album. All the actual Yes tracks, the Yes West tracks, are Yes. No foreign bodies on there, as Trevor Rabin once told me. But yeah, the Yes Union box set should be very interesting. Now, here's a rather nice photograph of John from 1994. Now, this was on the post-Union tour. This was for the album Tour. And you're probably thinking John's looking a little bit overweight there, and there is a reason for that. Normally he's very trim, very fit fellow, but he'd had an accident and injured his back, and they basically put him on steroids. The doctor advised taking steroids, so John filled out a little bit. Thankfully he lost the weight and his back felt a lot better about 6 months after. It took a long time for that to heal, but didn't affect his voice at all, because the actual tour dates were great, and I've got some great recordings from that tour. The problem is it only performed in America and South America. It didn't make it outside of North America really, unless you count going down to South America. I think they did about 3 or 4 dates in South America. There's some more photos from there. And yeah, it was a shame that the Talk Tour didn't make it over to Europe and the UK, because I actually like that album a lot. I think it's a really, really good album. And again, it divides a lot of people. The reason why Rick Wakeman wasn't on that tour, he was going to be on the album and the tour, but as he told me, he got fed up with arguing over points on T-shirts and things like that, so he backed out. But originally, they just wanted the 90125 lineup along with Rick, but sadly, that never came to pass, but still a great tour nevertheless. Now here's another good one that I can remember seeing this. They've been away for a while, certainly in the UK. This is from the Open Your Eyes tour. And I remember saying to Rick, it's a pity you weren't on that tour. It was a great tour. I said, you should have seen Chris. He looked like a bouncer at the nightclub, which he does there. He sort of really cut his hair very, very short and all in black. He did. He looked like an overgrown teddy boy, to be honest with you. He thought that was quite amusing, actually. He said, maybe I should do that as a spare time job. Maybe earn some extra money. I said, I think that might not be a good idea, to be honest with you, Chris. But again, open your eyes. I don't know why. It gets a lot of stick. Same as Heaven and Earth. It's one of those albums that I think over the years has gained a little bit in stature, although still not fully accepted by the Yes fan base. But hey, you can't have everything. Nice picture of Billy Sherwood, of course, who by this point was a full-time member of Yes, and Billy was playing guitar, so they were able to do a lot of the 90125 big generator era songs on that particular tour. Now here's another interesting project. This is a solo project. This was Rick Wakeman's return to the centre of the earth. He only did 2 shows, this being the second one in 2006, and both of them in Canada. And it had a great lineup here. And on this particular concert, Rick was joined by John Anderson. He was a special guest. There you see John. And it's the only time that he's done the tour, was both times in Canada. Very, very well attended. As you can see, we have photos of the audience on the previous page. And it was a really big gig, as you can see there. That's the audience there. Not a bad day's out, I guess. And a lot of people got the meet and greet. And they got to meet both John and Rick. I don't know why he didn't do it anywhere else, because, as you know, Rick is known for doing these sort of spectacular shows. I mean, I think a lot of people are still hoping he's going to redo King Arthur on ice. But who knows? Maybe he will. I think this is one of the photos from the meet and greet. But again, all of these things have been more in the last 25 years, really. We didn't get meet and greets in the 70s. Your meet and greet was hanging outside the theatre, the stage door at the theatre, in the soaking rain and boiling hot sun sometimes. But I guess things have changed. Now here's a nice set of photos from a solo gig from John. John did a lot of these in the 90s and the noughties. And they were very, very well appreciated. Now here's another one from another era of Yes. Again, there was a box set came out about 18 months ago from another page, and this is the Benoit and Oliver Wakeman lineup of Yes. Again, another rather nice set of photos there. No, we haven't got many photos from that particular era. I can tell you, more breaking news, Oliver Wakeman has a box set out, and it's coming out in the not too distant, certainly in the next month or so. Now, as you can see here is a fabulous photo of Oliver there, looking remarkably windswept and rock star looking. I might also add that Rick Wakeman has a box set out of Return to the Centre of the Earth with an exclusive live album in the box set. Now here's another landmark gig. This was the very first gig for John Davison with Yes. It's actually in New Zealand. And at this point, John wasn't a full-time member of the band. He was guesting and filling in for Benoit, who was expected to return to the band, but things took a turn, and Benoit decided he wasn't fit enough to come back to continue the tour, which was going to continue in America and Canada a little later in the year. So John Davison became the full-time singer with Yes from that date, and that was 2013, I think. So here's some more photos from the more recent times. There's some Anderson Rabin Wakeman photos, or Yes featuring Anderson Rabin Wakeman. Again, we have photos from the final gig of that band, which was September 2018, but we got some really nice photos from the 50th anniversary in here with lots of guests, as you can see. The guests of that included Tom Brislin, Tony Kaye, and Patrick Moraz, of course. You got a nice photo of Jay Shellen there. He's the live drummer with Yes right now, assisting Alan on drums. There's a rather fine photo of Tony Kaye there as well. And there's lots of other things happening with Yes. I mean, there's some I can't tell you about. but they're really, really exciting. And like I said, the Cruise to the Edge has been put back to the 2022. However, next month means we're just 12 months away from Cruise to the Edge, so I'm sure you're going to be hearing a lot more about that, and there's lots of exciting news coming from Yes. And here is Jon, again from the Anderson Rabin Wakeman time. He goes channeling Elvis, I think, there. Anyway, this book is limited to just 300 copies. We're down to the last 40. There it is. How do I get it? Well, you go to my website. It's jonkirkman.co.uk. Click on books, and then you'll find it in the list of books down there, and then you can purchase it there. I must tell you that there are a few problems with Europe at the moment, not least because of Brexit and coronavirus. The price of the shipping is pretty much the same as it was, but there is a delay with sort of imports and exports. I don't know when that's going to be sorted, I have to be honest. It's going to take at least a couple of weeks, I think, to get your book if you order it now. Elsewhere in the world, very, very quick. We ship them via courier, not mail. They get shipped by courier, and you get your book pretty quickly. But if you want to get a copy of this book, numbered and signed by me, you need to be quick, because as I said, we've got about 40 copies of the book left. And it's a really nice collectible book, I have to say. Some great photos in there, and I'm going to show you, I think this is one of my favourite photos. As I've always said this, because I always think Peter Banks was a very, very underrated member. I mean, he was the guy who founded the band along with John and Chris. And of course, he played in a band with Chris before Yes, and that was Mabel Greer's Toy Shop and The Sin. But what I've got here is an absolutely amazing photo of Peter Banks. Seems like I suppose I should have prepared this earlier, shouldn't I? In one of those famous sort of TV programs. Here's one I made earlier. But of course, you never find it when you want to. But it is in here, and I'll show you. There you go. There is Peter Banks in full flight. As I said before, the amazing thing here is he's looking very rock star like there. Peter in his leather trousers and unshaven, but he's playing a Fender Telecaster. No, I got to be honest, I never knew Peter played a Fender Telecaster. I thought it was either the Rickenbacker that everybody knows him about with the S sticker on, or it was a Gibson 335. But here he is, October 1969, and playing a Fender Telecaster. So there you go, you learn something new every day. I think that's probably my favourite photo in the book. Really captures the moment there. Anyway, jonkirkman.co.uk is where you can get the book. And I hope you're quick, because like I said, we have less than 40. And there's a lot of Yes stuff happening here in 2021. There was a lot happening last year with various solo projects and outside band projects, and the live album, of course, from Las Vegas. And of course, we're hoping for more from Yes this year. In fact, I'm pretty sure we are going to get something from Yes this year. I hope so anyway. But this book is available now, selling out fast. So if you want one, please get in touch with me. jonkirkman.co.uk, and it's JONKIRKMAN.co.uk rather than JOH. Okay? Just so you know, think of John Anderson, then Jon Kirkman, same way as spelling John. And you'll be able to get it from me and from my website ASAP. And I'd be very happy to send it and sign it for you. And it's each one's numbered as well, so you know which number you get. Thanks for watching this, and any more Yes updates and things, you will get them on the Facebook pages as ever. And as soon as I can tell you about stuff, I will. So there you go. Plenty to look forward to. Thanks for watching.